the former Miss Jacksonville.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Hey.
Hey,
Ashley?
ready for me?
Yeah. Are you ready?
No.
We'll be fine. I was just telling him you guys are doing great.
Step out, we'll get started.
All right.
We're ready to go.
Oh boy.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good.
I'm Ashley Wyatt with
Ashley,
the
I'm
LTSB.
Mickey Garza. Very nice
Nice to meet you. May I have a seat?
Sure, have a seat, relax.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, no worries. Just here for a short trip to go to the trade conference, and then Raphael wanted me to meet with some people, so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. So is it a trade show? You're not a vendor, so you're there shopping?
They're shopping, yeah, one of my favorite things to do, shop.
This card, by the way.
Thanks, Ashley, I appreciate it.
No, I can relate. I do love shopping. What are you looking for your salon?
A couple things, like some minor things like products, products, tools, some, operational stuff, and then ultimately some technology to really, with the impending lift of the embargo in Cuba and tourism getting ready to ramp up, and Malia Resorts being a really world-renowned brand, we're looking to kind of up our game with the salon and spa business in Cuba.
Good. So is it your first time in Orlando?
It is, yeah, it's crazy. It's
How do you like it so far?
busy, a lot of traffic, tons of stuff to do.
A lot of traffic. That's
Is it
our
tour-
biggest complaint here.
Tourists, something everywhere, right?
How does it
Shops
compare
and-
to Cuba?
Well, I mean, Cuba's been isolated for, 50, 60 years, right?
Yeah.
So, way more advanced and developed than the overall island of Cuba, but it's beautiful. It's tropical, a lot of rain, right? Hot.
Yeah.
So, similar.
I guess you could say that one of the benefits of the isolation might be the preserved culture.
Yeah, preserved culture, and I think the preserved, the nature
nature.
itself, right?
I've heard it's
the
beautiful there.
beaches, yeah.
Can't wait to visit.
Well, you and hopefully a lot of other people, so it'll be exciting.
Yeah, definitely. So, you said we've got about 15 to 20 minutes today. Is that still good?
Yeah, about 15, 20 minutes, yeah, sure.
All right. So what I'd like to do is ask you a few questions to get to know about your salon a bit better.
Sure.
And then I'll give you a quick presentation on salon biz and see if everything sounds good. And if we can work together, we'll set up that second meeting with Raphael.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. Do you mind if I take some notes?
No, go ahead, sure.
Alrighty. So, have you ever used a business management software before?
Yes, before, not the current salon, but yes.
Okay.
In previous business I had.
So you are familiar with it?
Yeah.
Okay. But you're not using any at Malia?
No, it's really basic and fundamental,
Very
right?
basic. Okay.
Just kind of like appointment setter, sheets, and then like a spreadsheet or a calendar on Outlook or something like that. So nothing kind of comprehensive and integrated.
Gotcha. All right. So how are you currently confirming your appointments?
Just when the guests call in, our support person books the appointment, and then sometimes a call for a follow-up or a reminder if the guest asks. Most of the time we just rely on the guest to show up.
Okay. So it's a stylist that has to make that follow-up call?
No, it's like an administrative support person. Yeah, the massage
front
therapist
desk.
and stylist, yeah, they focus on their business.
Okay. So does this method, do you ever find that it results in no-shows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, it's just, they're on vacation, right? So early in the morning is the best appointments. Later in the evening, if you book them in the middle of the day, there's a higher probability of no-shows because they're out doing the beach
Oh, for
thing
sure.
or whatever.
I would forget. I forget
Yeah.
my appointments and I'm not on vacation.
Yeah, I think we all do, right?
Yeah. So what does each no-show cost you?
Depends. I mean, our average guest spend is probably $85.
Okay. Well, that's
so
good.
think
Every
about
time
it.
mine gets done, it's $200.
So a fancy salon.
Well, it's a lot of upkeep.
I get you.
So by decreasing the no-shows, 85 each, how many per week do you say that you get?
So probably it depends on seasonality. Maybe 4 or 5 a week, right? So it's an extra $400 or $500 a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's low end. On the high end, when it's really busy,
Yeah.
like 8 to 10. So it's almost $1,000 a week. So $53,000 a year.
Wow. Okay.
High
So
end.
you definitely already see the loss that you're
Yeah.
risking there.
Yeah. It's kind of an assumed risk though when you run the business, right? You look at the nets.
Well, of course, but there's always ways to reduce that risk.
sure.
And so if Salon Biz could decrease that no-show rate for you, do you see how that would increase your revenue?
Yeah, I think any solution we look for, we're looking for one, increased efficiencies, right?
Yeah.
And then to manage the risk on those efficiencies. So obviously increase bookings and then manage the propensity for loss of cancels or no-shows.
So another thing is, in my experience, research shows that 11% of sales in salons comes from retail. Do you find that the salon is meeting that average?
Yeah, we're about 10%. I think we
At
do,
about 10?
shampoos and conditioners, and most of it's lotions and essential oils and stuff like that.
Okay. Would you say there's a huge need for improvement there, or?
I think, we can always improve. I think we can improve how we market it, how we manage the inventory, and then understanding if we have the relevant products that people want to purchase now.
Okay.
From a brand perspective.
So you would say that what's holding back your sales is that you don't know how to handle your inventory and manage what's selling better than the other products?
Somewhat.
Somewhat?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'll just ask you, what do you think is holding back the sales?
I think, we're reactive to like when our inventory drops below. So if we have 10 products on the shelf and we sell out of one, we didn't order it because it wasn't moving for a couple weeks before that, and all of a sudden we blow it out. We don't have backup products, so we lose that potential sale of that not having that just-in-time inventory.
Gotcha.
So that's a huge opportunity right there.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen that much, but it probably happens enough to make an impact.
Okay. Yeah, and the cost of carrying inventory can certainly add up.
Right,
if you're
that's
not
the other
making
thing. So we don't
sales.
want to stock 100 boxes and then wait.
Yeah. Okay. So where would you allocate this money that you could possibly be saving?
Probably into marketing.
Into marketing?
Yeah, broader marketing.
Okay.
I think we'd like to get more guests to book before they come, get excited about their trip, and maybe plan out a holistic vacation.
Get the word out there? Okay. So, well, you pretty much already told me, managing your inventory is just Excel sheets. Okay. So, from what I can see, your biggest problems are your no-shows. You're too quickly to react to your inventory levels, and your par levels are a bit off, affecting sales, and then you really need an increase in marketing.
Yeah, I would add the no-shows are probably a secondary issue, and the primary issue is appropriate appointments. For availability, and are we managing the right number of appointments? Could we have space for more?
Okay, all right. So just managing appointments. You need a more integrated calendar.
For
Something
sure,
like that would be
yeah,
helpful.
For sure, yep.
Okay. All right. So is there anything else that needs to be on this list that we haven't discussed?
I think that captures really the desires. I mean, I'm sure that your platform's going to show us some additional benefits and sizzle that we can use right in the technology. So we'll look at that.
Okay. So if I could satisfy every concern that you have here, is there anything that would be holding us back from that second meeting?
No, I don't think so. I mean, cost, it sounds expensive, right? When you're talking about integrating all types of platforms like that. And the other concern I have is going through any kind of technology is internet service is spotty at best in Cuba, you can imagine, right? So that's one part.
Okay.
And then security. We're managing guest and customer secure information as far as like credit cards and personal information.
Definitely. All right, so internet and security are also a concern. Let me turn up the brightness here. I didn't realize it was going to be so bright. Okay. Oh, why did I realize it wouldn't load? That's okay. All right, so a little bit about our company history. We've been 65 years in the beauty industry as Neil TSP, and then 28 years of making software. So definitely a lot of experience. Sorry. To talk about managing appointments, we have the Demand Force, which is a really great tool. We use that to save time on the confirmation calls, which is, part of what I was telling you about the no-shows, which isn't too big of a concern for you, but that's still something that could save your staff a lot of time. And then it helps to reach out to new guests through marketing, and I can show you down here our calendar system. No, don't know why the side ones aren't loading. Okay, so here's our calendar system. So it'll show all of your appointments, and this is cloud-based. So how you were saying that the internet might go out sometimes, you don't have to worry about that. Everything's going to be backed up and saved. And you can access things from your computer, tablet, or iPhone, or Android devices as well. And so does that kind of resolve your concern about that?
Yeah, so if the internet goes out, we're still using the service. When it comes back up, will it upload all the new information?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so, yeah. What's great is, you don't need internet to use your phone. It already has internet
Cell
on
service,
it. Yeah, through your cell phone service, so that's a good second option for that.
Okay.
Okay, so we can cross that off.
What about flexibility to manipulate the data, not manipulate data, but modify the appointments based on walk-ins?
That's a great question. I would say that you could probably just use your calendar and see who's available. All of the stylists have access to this, including whoever is handling the walk-ins. If that's somebody at the front desk, they can take a look at this calendar and see who's going to be available the soonest.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so another issue is managing inventory. So yeah, using our demand force and our inventory control, you can track your product usage to limit the waste and then control your par levels. But each salesperson can input how much and so the quantities and which items they're selling the most. And that way you can track not only what's selling the best, but what hairstylists are upselling the most and performing the best.
Great, so it's like a point of sale system and also kind of a performance matrix, right?
It is, exactly. So does that resolve your concern about managing inventory?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, ultimately, I'd like to see this actually in person and see it actually working and kind of demo and really kind of have a user interface with it and see how easy it is and how digestible the format is for them.
Okay, yeah. That's definitely something we could set up at a second meeting and get some more people involved, maybe even get a stylist in,
Yeah,
since they're the person who's going to be using it the most.
Okay.
And then your third concern about marketing, that's another part of our demand force. One of the great things that our marketing system does is it will pull all the data from social media and upload that so that you can analyze it and see
Good,
where
bad,
you're...
and indifferent, right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that'll kind of help you to see where people are posting their reviews at, whether it's Yelp, TripAdvisor,
or whatever, yeah.
TripAdvisor's huge, even Facebook. So that'll definitely be a huge help for you.
That's great.
And another thing it does is it tracks birthdays and like anniversaries.
Milestones,
Yeah, so that you can send out automated messages to your customers. Just happy birthday. Here's a reminder.
Great. Great loyalty, right?
Yeah, exactly. Does that resolve your concern
It
about
does,
marketing?
yeah. Sounds great.
Sounds great. So, sorry.
It's okay.
So are you comfortable setting up a second appointment to meet with
It
Raphael
just sounds
now?
expensive. I'd like to tell Raphael kind of, ballpark figure.
A ballpark figure? I can definitely do that for you. How many stylists do you have right now?
At our one resort in Leo that I work at, 10?
10?
Maybe 10, 6 to 10 based on the seasonality, so let's say 10.
Okay. Since our pricing system goes in units, 1 to 4 stylists, 5 to 9. That's how many people are going to have access to your system. And you said you have 10, and that's at the bottom of the standard. But with the increase in tourism that you're going to see, you're probably going to need to add a few stylists to your team, right?
Probably 3 or 4 more.
Yeah.
So 13 to 15.
Yeah, exactly. So I would definitely say that you're going to be getting a lot for your money with the standard set, which is $150 per month, and that'll be able to support all 15 people.
That's great. That's less than I thought it was.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, that's great.
Raphael will be happy to hear that.
He'll hopefully be happy here. I think you never know.
Great. So do you mind if I just get confirmation that we could meet possibly next week?
Yeah, he'll be here next week. He's flying into Orlando. We're going to demo some of the products.
Okay.
Not the actual salon products.
Okay.
So yeah, I have your card. I'll call you and we'll set up a time Tuesday or Wednesday morning to meet and kind of walk through this and maybe a little bit of demo of the product and we'll take it from there.
Okay. Well, just to make sure our schedules don't get too backed up, do you have your calendar on you now? Perhaps we could set something up?
Yeah, sure, I did.
Okay. How about Wednesday the 23rd at 2 p.m.?
How about 10:30 a.m.?
10:30 a.m.?
Yep.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure
Thanks
to
for
meet
getting
with
me
you
here, Ashley. I
today.
appreciate it.